What's going on YouTube, Z3 Zone here, and today we're with another demolition video. Today we're going to tackle the Crevice. If you're not too sure what the Crevice is, I'll have a look at the map here. We are up the top around here. So 11, what have we got? 11D. Right there in the middle. You will have a little marker here, and that's why we call it the Crevice. As you can see, the entrance is more down below, but I think there's two entrances, one here and one at the back, and then one on the side, just in case you want to find those ones, or the exits around here. But yeah, the main entrance we're looking at is this one right here. So let's get right into it. So as you can see, there's a Crevice there. We have got our follower, that is an arena champion. As you can see, our stats there. Each time we do this, I do get a new follower, so this one's got quite a bit of strength going for it, and a little bit of vitality there as well. We'll grab, let's say 100 dragon powder for now. When you're actually raiding the place too, I wouldn't suggest holding 100 dragon powder. Going in with like 10 to 20 is enough. You really don't need much more than that. We are going to take acid arrows with us as well. As you can see, I've got hollow bone arrows, which are really good armor pen and a little bit of damage there. You can see from that 0-0. So yeah, we've got the armor pen there. We are in a little bit of an accuracy build. As always, there's 4 sets of armor we're wearing, the medium, and there's another 4 sets of heavy, which we might take the heavy. No, the heavy's heat armor. No, we're going to stick with the save out because it's neutral, and that will be fine for us. We have got some heals here we'll chuck down there. Gas mask, we'll chuck that in there just in case. Everything else here is pretty much, we should be good. Let's start blowing this place up. We got this lady following us, yes we do. Alright, so we've got these archers here, and as you can see, they're shooting us there, and I think I'm in God mode, so we'll definitely take that off. Yep, know what I mean, God mode. Alright, but we have got, I think, 4 accuracy. As you can see there, it's a bit of damage. Let's have a look at our build here. There you go, 4 accuracy and 3 strength. We've also got vitality in there and a bit of grit. But as you can see, we are knocking these guys down pretty fast. I believe these ones have 4,000 health, but even with that, this accuracy build is knocking them out. My thrall doesn't keep running past me. One more there. This fella. Good they focus on the thrall because the arena champion not going to die anytime soon. Nope, I think she's looking at me now. Yep, there we go. I'm doing way more damage than her, so I'm not even going to worry about that. I don't believe they got special arrows on her, or they should be doing a lot more damage. But there is that, and let's have a look, make some bombs. Now if it's got all the way down past the building materials, because everything is under the building materials. That's just insane. We really need to move all this stuff up the top. I don't know how many times I've said that, but that's a must in my books. Alright, so these roof tiles, you used to not be able to place bombs on them, and now apparently you can, which is not letting me. Oh, there it is there. Let me press another one. Alright, from that we're going to set those 2 off and run back a bit. Now I'm going to cancel this over here. And we're going to try and get into a spot here where we can just place them down. which it doesn't want to let me place it down. This is the first time I'm working with these roof tiles where you can actually place bombs down, so bear with me until I find these the spots that you actually want. Alright, there's another spot there we've just seen. So let's set those two off. So we're aiming to get rid of that door first, so then we can aim onto the next door. We're going to have to keep loading this guy up. It's still not the easiest task placing bombs on these guys, but definitely doable because we have been doing it. But it's weird sometimes, like you can place it in one spot and then you can't place it again. Let's get these guys down. But this build is going to take a lot more than the other builds have, bomb wise. We've got a lot more structure to go through. These roof intersections used to be the meta, but yeah, now you can place bombs on them like this. They're not as good as they used to be. Still now it's fence stacking, fence foundation stacking. Once you've stacked that up, it is a lot better. Just waiting for these flames to go down. And we might grow up and grab one of those Godbreaker outfits, because that's going to help us with the damage and their cold armor as well. So that's all nice stuff there. Especially if we get into some tight situations here, we're going to need some extra armor. See if we can get it on without getting frostbite. Right, now we're inside here. Let's see how these bombs lay down on these bits that I have the fence foundations around, because it used to be a lot harder to place them on here as well, but now you can still place them down. But yeah, the new meta now is the fence stacking, because then you can't place a bomb on the fence stacking. It looks like we are finding some nice spots here. Doesn't seem to be the exact spot on all four sides, but there is that little spot right there. And we get another one. So it's still slowing me down, but it's not stopping me, which is still a good thing. Like to be slowed down by these guys, still definitely worth it. Where are you? Oh, I'm gonna go with the 3, and maybe we can put one up here to do more damage to the door as well. Yep, there we go. Get another 2 bombs loaded up. I might be able to put one on the other side here. Not going down easy, that's for sure. Yep, not having it. Alright, let's set these guys off. Let's see how that goes. Should take out the gate. Looks like it's still lasting. Let's grab some poison arrows, because we can do the secondary explosion and hopefully do a bit more damage. So we want poison here. There it is there, and it also cleans up the fire, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Let's try and get a few more bombs down here. Now it gets laid down, no problems. Bit of a hit and miss, what we're experiencing right now. One side goes down and this one struggles. There it is. Starting to understand where these guys go. But when they change it like this, we always have to just play around with it like this and see where you can actually place these bombs. Because right now this is struggling to find a spot down here. As long as you see that flicker, you're pretty much good. Just go back and find it, and yeah, you're good. Let's try and get another one down. Do a little search with it. Alright, I'm going to set those guys off. I'm setting these bottom ones off because I don't want the top ones to roll down before they set off. I want them right next to that door. That should be enough to get through that gateway. Well, yeah, it definitely did that. And we're going to stop that fire again. And break a few more things. Alright, so now we're on to the next door. Don't believe these doors will be getting much damage. But yeah, that's halfway, so that's good. The further we go, the more damage we're going to be doing to each door. So that's handy. Let's try and find a position here. Maybe the player needs to be moved. There we go. Sometimes it is easier to do it in this mode, first person. That should be enough there to get out. So it's only 15,000 health, so yeah, that just won't. Alright, so we're getting through this thing pretty good. Next season when I start building, you'll see all this bench stacked, and then when we raid it, it's going to be a lot different. So it'll be interesting to see what the difference is between the two. As you can see, we are getting through this one pretty fast, without much hassle there. There it is. Set that guy off. Back up a bit. Let me bow out. There we go, we're to the next door now. Now the damage seems to be multiplying, and we're getting stuff around it damaged quite well. This one's still pretty full, and I'm guessing that's because it's off-centered a bit. We only have that one ledge to place bombs, it looks like. So let's get that bomb up there. You can do it. There it is. Yeah, it seems to be the position the player's in as well determines if you can put it down or not. So yeah, zooming in will probably work with this kind of stuff quite well. It's just that weird little spot that you need. Right there. Right, let's try and get a couple more down because this one needs the full damage. Gonna go. Nobody knows. Oh, right there. Just go over here. Set this bad boy off, and we'll just walk back a bit. Tear out. I'm pretty sure we're like halfway here. Now you could probably do this with explosive arrows and poison arrows. Just keep hitting these doors and you'll probably get the way in. And you can see there, 7,000, so we're not too far off at all, so let's keep this going. We might need to jump up there because I'm not on the right side. Don't know why that works, where the position of the person is, but it's working, so we're using it. That's probably enough there anyway. So let's set that one off. Back up a bit. Get the arrows out. There we go. Alright, so now we're on this guy. Let's see the health on this one. It's gone down 1,000. So let's pack these bombs in. And of course, I'm not facing the right way. Try not to hit that bomb next to me. I'm pretty close to it though. What are we seeing? Yeah, come on. There it is. Set that guy off there. As you can see, that took quite a lot of our health. So we're going to back up a little bit more there. We don't want the first death of the raids to happen here. Let's heal up a bit. And while we shoot this arrow. We haven't died yet to one of these raids, and I think I've got 2 raids left. This one and the gunner. So yeah, we're trying to stay alive just for those. We've got 8 here on this side, and place it there. Uh, 3,000 could be good with just those 2, but I'm going to put one down just for making sure, and I can hit that one. That was a clean and escape from that one from last time. There we go. Alright, now we're getting deeper. Pretty sure like 1 or 2 doors out. Let's check this one. It's on 21, so it's taken quite a hit, which is good. Alright, then there's that one. Jump over there. Put that guy down. Load up some more bombs. So you can imagine back with before the patch update came through, we're sitting here and you'll have to blow through all these fence or roof intersections, I should say, before you even got into this place. So it was a good meta back then. Now it's not so good nowadays, but it is still slowing us down. Like we're putting 1 or 2 down on each intersection, that's it. Again, we don't want to die, so let's pump some health into us. Get the bow out. It looks like that door still stands. That would be 1 away for sure. Let's do a quick check. Yeah, that's nothing. That's gonna totally wipe that out. Beautiful. Now we're on to the next one, so let's have a quick look here. How much damage have we done to this? Only 1,000. And we're pretty much limited to this side. And maybe we can place a few down the bottom there. It's not going to let me do it from here. Of course not. And let's jump over then. There we go, get that guy down. Another one there. Put down a couple more bombs. I think if I'm on this side it should let me do it here quite easily, yep. Yeah, at the moment I'm seeing it pretty much depends what side you're on. You can see it there. If I'm on this side you'll probably be able to see it on the other side. Place that down. There it goes. Little ledges like that. Yeah, it's not going to affect anything, but we will put it there. I'll roll that one down. Alright. One crouching as well. Lose less damage, especially when you're close like that. Crouching does help behind something. Alright, let's get the bow out. And I'm going to say that we are through, finally. Alright, so now let's carefully have a look in here. So we have got archers over there, as you can see. And we've got an archer right there as well. So before they aggro on us, we're going to have to change our arrows out. Zoom out a bit too. Total miss. Might even better get this one down before the AOE even kicks in. Looks like it. Always wait for it to charge up, that's when you can do the maximum damage. You want to just spam it, can do that too, like it still does pretty good damage, but winding up, headshot, always going to be better. Alright, let's get these guys down. Try and speed it up a bit. can see I'm taking out these ones on the far side because that's where I'm going to place down the bombs. These guys over here I'm probably just going to run through and just try and take them. And we'll jump up here and see if we're getting hit by arrows, which we are, so we're going to take her out. I'll try and do it a bit faster. Doing it this way is not as much damage, but it probably is the faster way of getting the job done. Alright, so there's that. Right, so they're concentrating on there. This one over here needs to go. If I place down bombs, I do not want her shooting it. We'll just keep an eye on our own health. And if it gets too low, we're going to have to go hide. I think we're going to be right here. The heavy armor helps so much in this situation. Really good. Alright, so now I think we're getting... I think we're good. Not getting hit no more. Now we'll take all this stuff as rewards.
Blood of the serpent. Enemies at the gate.
Right now my thrall's standing right where I want to blow up. So it's not good. I'm going to run down a bit. But before that I'm going to try and get this set of armor too. Let's try and do a run and jump here. Nope. Alright, so let's move back here. Get my thrall teleported. Now let's run back. Still getting like a ping push here. But here we go. It's up to how many can we stack on here now. No, we don't have a harvesting tool, so she's going to be sitting there. We'll take her stuff. Harvesting tool is very important when you're raiding. I should have put that in the vault, but say you're blowing things up and people were dying and you couldn't put bombs down, or even if you're trying to defend the base and there's too many bodies you can't build, harvesting tool is priceless in those situations. Definitely worth it. Alright, so what we're doing here, I'm not just blowing through this wall, we're trying to blow this place up here, because as you can see there's a box on top here, and I want to get into that box. So this is the easiest spot I can see that we could do that. So this is where we're going to try. As I was saying before, I didn't actually see this when I was building, but when you're raiding you see these little weak points, and it's definitely something to look out for. So we're going to try and drop the roof tile on top of us. I'm going to try and drop that one there, or the wall. Any of those will do. And I'm going to try and do that before this platform drops. So hopefully I can drop both the platforms in the one go. That's what my aim is for, but we'll see how we go. And then after that we'll see how much damage we got left. We might just be able to go out and get explosive arrows and finish off. As you can see, that body's not really hindering us that much, so that's good. We are fitting quite a few bombs in there. Alright, so let's set that off and get way out of here. It's going to be a big explosion, and my health isn't as full as I want it to be. But there definitely is some damage there. We'll get our poison arrows out. There's a miss. There's a nice hit. There you go, there's more falling down from that explosion. And it looks like we've done what we wanted to do. So hopefully there's no arrows shooting us, so we can climb up here. There we go, we're into the crafting area. So we've pretty much found the weakness point and exploited it and used it to our advantage. As you can see, if we were in here and it was raiding times and all that, all these doors would be shut and you'll have to blow them individually. But right now they're all open. We'll go under here, we've got the blacksmith. Tan is there. And up here I believe it's the bedroom. Yeah, the thrall standing, I thought that was one of their NPCs. But yeah, that's about it. I think we've pretty much done this. We've blown through the defences of the base. You can just imagine putting a few more bombs down now to crack all these doors. But yeah, that little ledge right there was a weakness of this place, which I kind of figured out afterwards, but never too late. But stick around and I'll place down a couple of hundred bombs and we'll blow this place to smithereens. Let's have a look of how many bombs we did use. So we used quite a lot of 7 there, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 89 bombs we used, which is quite a lot. 89 bombs, that's a decent effort. Obviously we could have just gone up there and went through the door, but all those doors would be on place if this base was ready to get raided. And we got access to the yard here, so we could take the whole yard down. But yeah, give me a little second, we'll do a little time lapse of me placing all those bombs down, and then we'll just blow it up. And that will be the end of this one. And then the next one will be the gutter. So make sure you stay tuned for the gutter, that's going to be a good build. And it's also going to be good demolition. So let's take 200 bombs there. And let's set off 200 bombs. So we're going to put all this stuff away. And yeah, let's get back into it and blow that main room up. Well, I think it just got set off by itself, guys. Yeah, I think we only got to put like down 100 or something. But that is the rooftop there. It just looks like fire above us. That is pretty cool looking. I do like that. Get that into the thumbnail. But yeah, that is probably going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it, the demolition video, and maybe next time we'll be doing the gutter, so keep tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and you'll see that one. And then after that, I believe we got a few PvE buildings we could blow up, but then we're going to get straight into building again. So hopefully we can do the whole fence stacking, ceiling stacking, and make that crevice really supported and tight to get into. So one of the hardest builds to get into. If you have a look at at the moment I do a bit of a live stream on the 7th circle building up the gutter, so make sure you check that out. That is the fence stacking all the way through it, and it's also got the ceiling stacking, so definitely something worth checking out. But that is going to be this video for today, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Catch you later.